Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. Good morning. Oh, I kind of clash. I should have picked a solid. Oh, hi, you guys. How are you? I feel like Mr. Rogers all of a sudden. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
A wonderful day in the neighbor. Won't you be mine? Won't you be? Aw, I used to love Mr. Rogers. Oh, well, dating myself. But listen, here we are. It is Tuesday. We're in there. We're inside this week for sure. The last week of February. Is it just me? Or did this last month go like really fast? I mean, like really fast. It did. This is a great year so far. Listen, you guys, I want you this. Remember, I was saying it is officially. There's no monitor on back there because the TV's back there. The monitors are on a different Wi-Fi. There are 3 Wi-Fi accounts going on here, and that one is out. The other 2 were out too until about a little while ago. This one's we're still waiting on. So sorry, there's no pretty pictures back there, but we do have our frequency spray today, even though we don't have our frequency pictures. Yes, that's right. I said frequency spray. Sound source, 528 hertz. It is a meditation spray. It's not a sponsor, so I can't tell you anything more because I don't have permission, but I love it. Try to get them on board so you can have some too. Speaking of sponsors, Janonia Renee, they are a bath and body brand. I took what I usually have on the desk, the hand cream, upstairs because I'm packing for Boston and I take it wherever I go. So I will be taking my Janonia Renee products with me. There's a code up there. See the little green circle? Scan it and you can go over and get a 10% discount at checkout. Just enter BRM for Bathrobe Moments and you'll get it on all of their wonderful products. I love it all. I have their serum. I have a whole bunch of stuff. It's really good. Mother-daughter team. All natural, all organic. I'll be in Boston. I leave on Friday. I'll be there the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The number has grown. The last minute rushes will happen oftentimes at different events. 7,800 chemists from around the world will be in attendance this Sunday, March 2nd, at the PittCon Conference and Exposition Center in Boston, Massachusetts. And I'll be there keynoting on Sunday, as you see on the screen. If you want to come, let me know. If you want to just maybe say hello, get a cup of coffee, let me know. I will be in Boston, Mass. I used to live there. I love Boston. Got to hook up with a couple old friends while there. So I will just say this last announcement. My metabolic balance journey is still doing exceptionally well. My coach, Jane Durst, you guys remember her from the show a month or 2 ago, and she'll be back near the end of March for the big reveal. When you see, I'm at 26.3 pounds now. I'm almost to my goal weight, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm just a couple pounds away. And this was me, January 4th at 198 pounds. And this was also me. Ooh, Lord, okay. I should have put the disclaimer. If you're eating, driving, queasy, vertigo prone, nausea prone, don't look because it ain't pretty. But it will be. So anyway, you guys, listen. That's why I have my mango today. And I have some avocado this morning. And I almost told on myself I was going to have this apple, but you can't mix your fruit. So it'll be one or the other. I know you're watching, Jane, Corporal Jane. I'm kidding. I call her that sometimes because she can be on your case, as coaches should be. So listen, today, Tuesday, now, we've had people here before. Matter of fact, remember Wendy Lyon about life insurance and stuff? And then I had just gotten 2 new policies, and she said, send them to me. I'll tell you if they're, and she did. She said they were really good. So I was glad I passed muster there. She did tell me to get rid of my AAA and my Mutual of Omaha policy. She said they were booty. But you know why I can't? Because I had so much already in them. I'm like, why? Years. I don't want, no. If they carried it over, maybe we can talk to Lorena about that today. Oh, who, you ask, is Lorena? I'm glad you inquired. Lorena Tomasini is in the house, and she is just like when Janonia Renee, a mother-daughter team in business together. Is this a trend? I know if my mom was alive, she wouldn't have went into business with any one of my sisters. She could barely live in the same house with them. But anyway, clearly times have changed. So we're gonna get Lorena in here. She's you guys, she's so soft spoken and sweet. You know who she reminds me of? Close your ears if you can hear me, Lorena, because in case you don't like this person. She reminds me of young Ricky Lake. Tell me if you agree when she gets in here. I bet she's heard it before. I see you backstage grinning. You've never heard that before? Okay, well, you have now. You guys, what you can, don't she look like Ricky Lake? You can judge for yourself. Although this is a judgment-free zone. She's on her way in. Oh, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. And you guys do not let me go over. I got so carried away with our guest yesterday. In all of my 9 years, I have never been 10 minutes late closing the show. I forgot I was on the air. I don't want that to happen today. I got in trouble. So Miss Tomasini, we're going to talk to her today about her outdoor adventures. She believes that it is her life's mission to make insurance fun. And get this, she has a podcast, 12-minute talks. I can deal with 12 minutes. Go ahead, 12 minutes. And you know, Jill Jones has 12-minute convos. Huh. I wonder if they're related. Put your hands together. Put some hearts on the screen. She's on her way in. Here she comes. Lorena Tomasini. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, Lorena. Wait. Let me get Mike off the screen. Look at Lorena.
I know. I was like, this is too much of a coincidence. One letter difference. I mean, but you know that happens. I haven't heard about the Ricky Lake. That's a first for me.
Girl,
But I've
quit playing.
gotten different things, and at least I know who Ricky Lake is. You know, maybe
Okay.
younger people are like, who, what? So,
Girl. Do you guys remember? Listen, do you know what happened to me at Christmas time? Let me tell you. I was at Hi Charles. You're late. That's why you don't know what's in my mouth. Charles, he's like a brother. Avocado and mango. It was this past Christmas, and I think it was Cooper's Hawk, a restaurant, and my little server, I think she's a college girl, and they were playing Mariah Carey. And she goes, I just love Mariah Carey's Christmas songs. I said, me too, but I really enjoy Whitney's. Which one of Whitney's Christmas songs is your favorite? And I said, Whitney Houston. Well, I thought maybe just Whitney wasn't enough, so I said, Whitney Houston. Who? I was done. Wow. I was like, how does someone not know Whitney Houston? It's not like I said Dinah Shore.
No. I think everybody should know who Whitney Houston is. I mean, that's like saying you don't know Elvis or something like that. You know, like, yeah.
They probably don't know him either.
Probably don't.
Well, you know why? Yeah. To be fair, when was the last time you watched one of the music award shows?
Yeah, that's true. It's been a while.
You know why? And why don't we anymore? Because you don't know none of the people up there unless it's in memorial, the dead part, or they're being inducted in some Hall of Fame or something. That's the only time.
That's true.
Right. Or they name an award after them. The Barbara Streisand Lifetime Achievement Award. That's the only time we see the people we know. Yeah. Okay, I'm done with the avocado, you guys. So, have you always been so soft-spoken and demure?
I would say so. It's one of the things that people are like, oh, yeah, no, I know it's you because of your voice. Like, I haven't even said, hey, it's Lorena calling about something. They're like, oh, no, I know it's you without having my number saved. So,
girl,
I think it's always helped, you know.
If I called your house trying to sell something or whatever, you said, no, I'm not interested. I said, excuse me, young lady, may I speak to your mother, please? Can you put one of your parents on the phone?
Right.
I would. Right. I would not think you were of age to be making decisions about who should talk to me.
Right.
I know you sound like a little girl. It's cute.
Yeah. I mean, I've also gotten from clients that they're like, you know, you can give me the worst news and I'll be like, oh, okay, you know, like it's fine. And I'm like, well, I guess that's how I sell. Like people don't even know they've already signed paperwork, you know.
With you.
Yeah, just because I'm very soft spoken.
So what does MALM stand for? MALM Life and Health. That's the company, correct?
Yeah, correct. So it actually stands for the initials of my mom and myself, our first and middle initials together.
I thought it
Because
was
we,
MA for Ma and LM for Little Mama. I
well,
know, isn't that
that's a
cute?
good one. You know, that's good.
You
That's
may
good.
use that. You
Maybe
may use that
maybe
when
I'll
you're at
use that.
Rotary. Yes. So
Yeah.
you and your mom. So
Mhm.
I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark here. Your mom was in the business first.
Yeah, so my mom started in the business before I was even born, to be honest. And she just retired this past year, so I guess I have to like update my brand now, you know. Um,
Oh,
but
it's
yeah,
all
so
you're
she
solo now.
I'm solo now.
So now it's
So, but
wait. Now it should be
it should just be LM.
MABM, Mama and Big Mama.
There you go.
Okay. Aw.
But yeah, so but we worked together for the past 18 years, and it's definitely good to learn from somebody that has been in the industry
Girl,
so
quit
long
playing.
because you have good
Stop.
habits. Yeah.
You can stop. This is a sacred place. Sunday was just a couple days ago. You can cut out the lying. There is no way you have been working with your mother for 18 years.
Yeah, I started when I was like 19 or 20, so the numbers add up. I was
I
in college.
remember, you probably don't. You're a kid still. But I remember when I was little, people retired from jobs after 20 years. You could almost retire.
I could, right? I could start something else, but it's like everything. If you like what you do, you never work. So
So, can we ask you a personal question about the business?
sure.
Does it pay well?
Yeah, it pays
I
well.
already know.
Like everything, it's what you put into it, right? Because it is your own business. So,
Mm-mm.
you know.
No, she doesn't know. I have connections. I happen to have two clients that are both 20. Well, no, Stanley's 22 now. Jacob, who I had sushi with, if you saw my page just night before last. Jacob's 21. 40 some kids are up at there. They do life insurance. 40
Mhm.
some, no. He said that's when I go up there and speak every month. He said, since you've been there, Dr. Lauren, we moved to bigger offices across the street, and we have not 40 something, but 70 something. And when I was there a month and a half ago, right? Out of the 40 some kids, the girl who came in place at like number 40, she was the bottom of the totem pole. She wanted to see me privately. She was heartbroken. And she was the owner's brother, sister, Stanley's sister. So she was extra heartbroken. And I said, well, why do you feel so bad? I made less than anyone. I said, oh, were you able to pay your rent? She said, oh, yeah. I was like, the way she said, I was like, well, wait a minute. Which way is it? And I said, well, can I ask if you were the lowest out of 40, how much did you clear last month? Guess what she said?
I don't know, 50,000 or something.
See, she know this shit too, y'all.
Some
How come?
people, some
Why are people
people,
going to
no,
school to
no,
be
I don't
doctors
know.
when they can do this? I have doctors in my family. I know they don't make $50,000 a month. Most of them, because
I mean that's not an average month, I would say, but some
I'll say
people,
this: you're not far off. She made 15,000 and something.
okay, yeah, it's
The
great.
middle
That's a good
person
one.
there, $45,000 to $55,000, clearing them up. And Stanley, the owner, he's up to 97 grand a month.
Wow, really
Right.
good.
And I said, why do you guys, when I was up there last, I said, why do you guys think you're so successful? And guess what they said? See, these kids, these are all kids. The oldest
Mhm.
person was 30 and he couldn't do it because said he felt too old. So he went to another company. That's what he said, 30. Because they were like, hey,
Yeah.
mister. He said they kept calling me sir and mister. I couldn't do it. I'm only 30. I have a 1-year-old, he said. Right. So these kids, they're making their fortunes, you guys, with their minds instead of their hands, like I had to do. They're also indigenous to the current world, whereas people my age are alien. These kids, I tell them we had black and white TVs. They went off at night and came back on at 5 a.m. They go, Whitney who? See?
Right.
So, right. So I want to say this. I asked them, I said, how are you all so successful? They said, because we sell one of the most precious commodities on earth. And I said, what's that? I said, insurance? They said, no, we don't sell insurance. We sell peace of mind.
Yeah.
Sold
That's
me
true.
2 policies that day. I said, what do you
They're
mean by
good.
that?
They're good.
They isn't that a beautiful thing? So that's where I'm letting you lead in. Because you're too soft spoken for me to lead a screen like I usually do and let you start. It'll be everybody be like,
Right.
Jesus on the main line, anything to get some sound. Because you'll be like, so.
Right.
So tell me, how do you feel about that? Is it accurate? Do you feel
It's
you?
completely accurate because especially when we're talking about like life insurance, we all think we're invincible, nothing's ever going to happen, right? But it really is peace of mind for those you leave behind that we're talking about, like passing away, which is what people often think about life insurance. You know, some
Mm,
people call it like death insurance, but really there's a lot of policies now that also provide like living benefits, which is just a way of saying, like, if somebody has cancer, heart attack, stroke, how are you going to continue paying for things? So you can use part of that life insurance to pay for that stuff. So
now,
it is peace of
go ahead.
mind, an
Say
intangible product.
an
Yeah.
intangible product.
Hmm.
How come nobody says she reminds you of Ricky Lake? Thank you at least for saying Ricky Lake out loud, Robert Brooker. You know what? And go, hey. I'm just kidding. Nobody sees Ricky
Yeah.
Lake. Sherry McQueen, is she here today? See, if Sherry McQueen, she is. Sherry McQueen would just be on it. In the old days,
Uh-huh.
they old in. That's a little house on the prairie. I said old. That was a few years ago. Just saying, before COVID or after COVID. I would say something like that. And before I knew it, Sherry McQueen would have had a picture of Ricky Lake and you side by side in my box, and I could pop them up on the screen.
Well, listen, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the memes. Let's go.
I know, right? The water's fine. Jump in. Get it, Lake? Never mind.
You-
So
Good.
your mom left. Was it hard?
Well, we've been used to working together, but the past like 2 or 3 years she's been working more part-time, so we kind of got used to it. But yeah, it's always transitions and changes are always hard, but they're always good at the same time. Hmm.
Now, do you have children?
No, I don't have children.
You don't have
I
children.
have nieces and nephews.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are you priming any of them to step
Um,
into the family business?
I tried when some of them were like 16 or 17, like, hey, you can come do this, but they all wanted to do something else.
Yeah, play
So,
video games and just why would I do that? I get an allowance, girl.
right, exactly. So,
Uh-uh. I don't need college. I don't need your job. I'm gonna be a TikTok star. Duh.
yeah, yeah.
What if
I'm
it's
gonna
sold?
be
I'll
a
stick,
gamer.
huh?
Hmm.
So listen, let's talk about the current. Oh, okay. Let's go there. The current state of things. Now, I've had a lot of people over the last 8 years talk about different things that either pertain to insurance or the whole insurance thing from
Hmm.
all different perspectives, except today is different because they didn't have President Trump #2 in the White House, right? Everybody's scared about stuff. Are
Right.
you feeling the itchy sweater of, ooh, this is a little uncomfortable, going on in our country, in your industry? Anything going on there?
I would say most consumers, and rightfully so, are concerned more so about the Affordable Care Act, or what people call Obamacare. So when
Oh,
the
Huma?
the, the
Oh,
Affordable Care,
wait, is
or
it Huma?
Obamacare, as people call it.
Obama. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right. No, no,
Right.
right.
See, that's what they're
So,
hoping. That ain't gonna happen. Go ahead,
so
Obamacare. What's going on?
that was the biggest change in our industry since I would say Medicare, which came out in 1965. And that changed a lot of things in our industry because now, obviously, people can get insurance regardless of pre existing conditions, which was a big deal. 'Cause I remember asking people 20 pages of health questions just to even apply for the health insurance, right? And then
Mhm.
the other big aspect that it changed is that obviously based on people's family size and income, they might qualify for a tax credit to help them pay for their premium. So it was solving two of the biggest issues I would say in the industry. Um,
Mm.
Approving people regardless of pre-existing conditions, and then obviously the premium part. But with the previous administration, because of the American Rescue Plan Act, we've been having these additional subsidies, which have made insurance even more affordable, or people that before didn't qualify for the tax credits now do. Part of that is going to expire now in 2025 unless Congress reapproves these extended subsidies. So that's a big concern, I would say, for consumers. And a lot of them aren't even aware of this, right? Because they don't follow that stuff. They're just like, oh, whatever is going on. But that's a big change. And then I don't think they will get rid of the Affordable Care Act because too many people are on it and they've been used to having health insurance for the past 10 years.
Uh,
But we don't know what's really
You
going to
know.
happen, or what alternatives they plan on offering, right? So I think that that's the biggest concern with the new administration, because there's really nothing that we can look at and say, oh, this is what they're planning on doing. So, it is
So
what
do
it
you
is. We'll
feel,
see what
have you
happens.
seen people running to get any kind, you know how when fear is behind anything,
Right.
I'm guilty too. That's why we just finished up the toilet paper that I bought during COVID, like maybe 3 months ago.
Right,
And
right, right,
trust
right.
me, it was no pun intended, but it was really the shitty kind.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying? The
I
kind
get it.
that like from the dollar store, because I bought it every place I could. I'm not
Yeah,
kidding. Fear drove me to go to every store with different changes of clothes so I could go in twice in each store, take a different hat and glasses. It was a covert mission because it was fear based. So
yeah.
is there any fear
I've gotten I
that
have
people don't
gotten
feel
clients.
protected?
Yeah, I have gotten clients during open enrollment that asked me, because it was during the elections had just happened, right? And they were all concerned, especially
Election.
people, the elections
There was an
had just
election?
happened. Yeah, yeah,
I know. See how it made
right,
you
right.
laugh? Right?
Yeah, I was like, what? Did I not say it right? I
Uh
was like, my Spanish came out.
one
Um,
second. 1 second. I
yeah,
just gotta say this. Don't be surprised if you run into somebody who's like, we had another election already and didn't know. How do I say
right.
that and know it? Remember when Michael Jackson died?
Uh-huh.
It was 3 days later. I was at the gas station and all the stations were playing his songs. And I was getting gas and I heard it coming out of everybody's car. I said, is it Michael's birthday or something? Why are they playing
Oh
all
my
every
God.
channel's playing his music? They said, where have you been? So that kind of thing.
Right,
ADHD.
right, right.
Yeah. So go
Yeah.
ahead.
So no, so
Affordable
I would
care.
say, a few people were just concerned about what was going to happen. And, like everything, all you can do is buy what you can based on what's available. So I don't think it's good either to like
Well, right
misinform
now
the
you can't
public.
buy
There's
air.
already a lot of that going on, a
Yeah.
lot of misinformation. So,
Well,
mhm.
misinformation, that's nothing new. Wait a minute. Misinformation, as in fake news. We know that's not real. I'm kidding. I
Right,
know I'm
right.
having so much fun. Look, I have to. I always have fun because I refuse to allow fear or
Hmm.
lack of information, like you
Right.
said, misinformed, um, to lead me. I don't. And now if
Yeah.
my instincts start kicking off and oh, something don't feel right. You might smell that. If something like that happens, oh yeah, I'm out there with you.
Right.
But so what are you? Do you got any recommendations? Because here's the deal. Let me just tell you. I know now why nobody wants to mess with getting started with insurance. 8 years ago, when I started my own business, right, for the second time here in Illinois, new state, let's say,
Hmm.
I said, okay, I'm gonna get life insurance this time. You know why I didn't until 2 years ago? Because all they wanted somebody to come to the house to take blood from me, this and the other, and they well, no, we can't do it, and we have to be there in the morning. I'm on the air in the morning. Well, bye. I was like, forget it. I'm not. It's too
Right.
much. It's too much. And this time with the kids, I didn't, but I had just signed up, and the kids too. They keep trying to get me to drop that Omaha and to drop that AAA. They
Yeah,
like,
I don't know why everybody's wanting you to cancel policies. It's tax-free money for whoever you're leaving it to. You're
I
already
don't
paying,
know either, but I
you
am a
know?
little suspicious, and here's why. I want to ask you this, Lorena. Why is it the two companies that I got from the kids, I got the paperwork because I requested it. I didn't want just electronic. I wanted stuff to put in the safe. Okay, which is a great thing to do. Sherry Lyons told us to do that. But Mutual of Omaha and AAA, I get 3 things a week. Hey, you want lung insurance? You want toenail insurance? You know what I'm saying? You want gray hair insurance? I'm like, and it's confusing because at first I was trying to be diligent, thinking it had something to do with my existing policies, and it didn't. So now if something comes for those, it's probably going to go right in the trash because they send too much crap mail. There it is. Why? Why are they on my ass?
They're probably trying to upsell you something else, and
What
since
do you
you're already a
probably? You
client,
know that's what they're doing. Ain't
yeah, and since you're already a client, they already have your information. So like you bought once, you might buy again. You know.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do they know or not know if I need that? Why are they so pushy? Is it like prescriptions and doctors who just say, here, take it and ask questions
Right.
later?
Well, sometimes people don't know things exist. Like maybe they don't know that type of insurance they're offering you is even available.
Girl,
You know.
they have sent me. Okay, I'm gonna put all their letters in a shoebox and invite you back on the.
There you go. Well, I don't work for those companies, so I don't know what they offer. You know.
Okay, so let's do this. How many companies? This is something people should know, but may not. I didn't until the guys, the kids. How many companies do you represent?
For life insurance, I would say like over 10, and the reason is because some people have different needs for their life insurance, right? Like they want a large policy. Some people don't want to do medical exams for a certain amount of insurance, right? So there's special companies for that. There's also concerns, maybe some people with their health. So they might say, oh, I have high blood pressure, diabetes, and I had this. So then we have special companies for those people. So also, like seniors, there are special types of companies for like what we call final expense, which is just to cover like burials and things like that are more lenient in their medical underwriting, right? So that's why we
There's
have so
that
many
nasty
companies.
word.
Underwriting.
Yeah, because that's the gatekeeper for getting in, and that's the one whose ass you want to whoop when you have a claim and they don't want to get you on the phone or they deny it.
Right.
That's
So
what I don't like about insurance companies.
so the reason why underwriting exists when it comes to like life insurance, right, is because all insurance is transferring the risk from yourself to the insurance company. So, they want to make sure you're not somebody that's just going to buy the insurance today and pass away tomorrow, which could happen. Like I had a lady pass away 2 months after buying a life insurance policy from me, and the company paid out the full amount, right? The important thing, as always, is don't lie on applications. If you smoke, say that you smoke. Yeah, you're gonna pay more, but unless
What's
you
my
quit,
weed got to do with anything? I'm kidding.
yeah,
I don't smoke weed. I eat
right,
gummies.
right. So it's like everything. Just be honest about it on your
Yeah.
application. But yeah, underwriting is important so that
Okay.
they can decide
I'm
your
gonna
risk
spruce
and
it up
that.
here. I'm gonna spruce it up
Mhm.
because see, you all can sit around and eat sushi and at Christmas and unwrap presents talking about insurance and it's like, oh, isn't it wonderful? Oh, yes. Oh,
Right, right.
underwrite.
We're not gonna get into technical terms here. So
Girl, I'm like,
underwriting is enough. Yeah.
when you're at your little underwriting conventions and stuff, I bet y'all, if I was a fly on the wall, I'd be like,
Right.
so anyway, what about this one? Because this is a real thing. A lot of people don't trust insurance companies. Remember the movie Aaron Brockovich?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the stories in there based on a true story. People in that community developed cancer from something, but all of them were being turned down. They were not accepting their, and that happens to a lot of people right now. Because I had a guy here, not a guy, an attorney from one of the Johnny Cochran offices. I think it was Texas. And backstage, he told me that he was a part of a building what would eventually become a class action suit against some of the lie-based hair relaxer companies from earlier 60s, 70s, and 80s, because he said they already have like 130,000 African-American women who have developed some issues, cancers and different things through the scalp from using those lye-based relaxers all those years. Okay. And he said, and they knew it had,
Right.
now that's what I don't like. They know. Like pharmaceutical companies are big lobbyists and stuff. They know stuff is leading to something, and they work with the people. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Right.
they're gonna get cancer from this, so you better come up with something, make some money from it, or whatever. Insurance people don't. Hey, you got something you can do. I just see them. I don't trust them.
Okay.
But that's why there's people like you. I shouldn't say them. Some.
I mean, I've gotten people telling me things like that, like, "Oh, I don't trust the insurance company. How do I know they're going to pay?" Right? At the end of the day, it is a contract. So, especially for health insurance, a lot of people, because of everything that's been going on, they're like, "Oh, they're not gonna pay my claims, or my claims have been denied." Or especially with medications, there's a lot of issues with medications being denied, but
Because
that's
they're,
because
and wait, and why is that? Stop right there for a second. It applies to a lot of people out there.
yeah. So
Still in the testing phase, or too
no, no, no.
expensive, still too expensive.
It could be like some people want to take the brand name of a medication when maybe there's already a generic brand. So the insurance company is going to make you go through what they call step therapy. That just means you have to do the generic one first, and then if that one doesn't work, then try another one
Try the
until
generic.
then
Okay,
okay,
wait a
the
minute.
brand one is the one
Okay,
that works.
okay,
Yeah.
wait. But do they hear the same commercials that we hear about the generic? Now, y'all get it right. Here's how you tell the ones, I know I got a system. You want to hear my hack for determining if something is good or not?
Right.
Here it is. If there isn't like some snazzy choreography and a catchy tune to one of those medication commercials, don't trust it. But if you can get it, that's my jam. My A1C. Now, see, I take that because that's my jam. But them other ones, I'm kidding. But
Right.
you see how they're peddling it as if it were, go and eat this apple. It's the same
Right.
thing. But at the end of the commercial, just like car commercials,
All
may
of it.
be subject to nausea, vomiting, and death.
Right. Right.
But I be listening. I be like, I know death coming. We're death. So if they already know, can you talk to that a little bit? These side effects.
That's not
They know
something
they're
I
spinning.
can talk about. I can talk about, deductibles.
Why you can't talk about it? Because the
Because
black
I don't
man will
know.
be coming
But that
down
that's not
they'll be
no,
coming up
that
and down
that's
your
not
street by
that's not the
noon.
industry I work in. I sell the insurance. I
You
don't
ain't trying to
I
come
don't
up
work
miss.
for the pharmaceutical company.
No, but come on now. Don't you get these questions from seniors and people
About
who
what?
about
What is the question?
okay, conspiracy theories.
Yes, I get them all the
Pills that
time.
are
Like,
$5,000 a pill. Okay, that's high. $700 a pill.
no, but there are people with $5,000 pills. But yeah, I mean, all I can tell them is what it says. This medication, you're gonna pay this much for it. Like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna be here talking all day about conspiracy theories with clients, because I always tell them you need to make an informed decision based on facts.
Okay.
Based on, and yes, and not to say that their conspiracy theory is not right. I don't know, but I'm not
Right.
going to be there, because then we're gonna spend an hour talking about their
Something you
conspiracy
can't
theory,
change.
and that might not help them at the end of the day.
Good
That
point.
yeah.
Good point. See, I told you she may be quiet and soft spoken, but don't let the smooth taste fool you. She knows. Okay, that's my girl. Okay, so let's go here then. What about this? The two companies that I signed with the boys, I would have. They look. I mean, no, I'm lying. I wouldn't have known if it was better or not because I'm like, it looked like Braille to me, but I'd never heard of them. So how do I have access to all these better companies when I'm not in the industry? They all know about them because they
Yeah.
represent like 20 companies, but we only know the big box ones that come in our mail or on our Facebook page.
Right. Right.
So how do we know that the person sitting across from us on the phone or on the screen or in person like you is telling us what is best for us?
Well, a few things, right? You can always make sure there are licensed agents, and you can ask them for their license number and look it up on the Department of Insurance for whatever state you're in,
Okay, so
right?
insurance agents are licensed.
Licensed, right. And then the other thing is you can always ask for the financials of the insurance company. Like all insurance companies will have like a 1 or 2 page thing of like, this is what we have in assets, this is our liabilities, so this is what we're solvent. And then the other important
Wait,
thing
real quick.
is,
Sorry. Will they share with you if you ask how
yeah,
many settlements how many claims they paid in the last year? Is that a part of that report?
I'm not sure. Some companies might have it, but I'm sure you can always call and find out. That should be public information. But the third thing
That's
that's
why I
really
thought it would
important,
be in the report you're talking
yeah,
about.
I'm not. The main thing I look at the report is really the finances. Like we have, billions in assets
Yeah,
after
but listen,
liabilities, right?
see what I mean? You talking? Yeah, I can tell you the insurance girl because y'all. I'm
But
representing.
wait. Let me get to the third thing that's really important is the rating of the insurance company. So for like life insurance, they're rated A, B, C, whatever. So
Uh-huh.
you always want to get a company that's A rated, A or A plus, because that means that they're in a financial standing point to pay out claims.
Okay. But
Yeah.
does that mean they pay it out? That may be why they have so much. They ain't giving none away.
I mean, the only reason that for life insurance that somebody would be denied a claim is in the first 2 years, we have what's called contestability period. And if somebody lied on their application and they pass away in those first 2 years and they realize that, hey, you lied about this, they have every right to deny the claim. But after those 2 years, there should be no reason why they would be denying claims.
Okay. So what about this situation? I'm using real life stuff. Okay, why is it so hard for me after 2 years with these other two, Omaha, Mutual of Omaha, and AAA? I'm in my mind, I'm like, I ain't throwing that money away. That's to me, it feels like I'd be tearing it up and just flushing it down the
Mhm.
toilet. And they're telling me you can do better. Every day that you stay there is costing you.
It could be because maybe what they're looking at, because I haven't seen the policies to be able to give you an accurate, yes, this makes sense to cancel those
They're
policies.
limited.
They're limited, or probably what you're getting, like the death benefit that you're getting for what you're paying, doesn't make sense when you can, for the same premium, get more life insurance with a different company,
That's
right?
what he showed me.
Mm-hmm.
So how should I get past that facade, if you will?
Yeah.
That thing in my mind. I ain't throwing that money away I paid them.
Well, for one, you should never cancel a policy until your new one is approved. Okay.
Yes, that's what they
Because you
told me.
already have that one approved, you don't cancel it. Make sure once the new one is approved, then call and cancel it, right? But
Uh-huh.
the only way you're going to get over that is getting quotes and seeing if that's true. And if you have, Mutual Omaha, that's more than likely going to be a permanent policy, meaning that it's like going to last your entire lifetime. So you want to obviously get a quote for another policy that's also permanent. Don't just get like a term policy because, yeah, sure, you're going to get a lot more in a term than a permanent one for death benefit for what you're paying into it, but that's not really comparing apples to apples. Yeah.
Let's talk about, yes, you're right. Thank you for that. This was new. I've learned this now. I didn't know shit. I'm not kidding you. I just thought this is what I thought. Life insurance was so that when you die, there's enough money to put you in the ground, but I'm a veteran. I don't need that. That's why I
Um,
never got it. But then I got married. Now I have a family. And then I was like, oh, wait, credit card debt, just money to
yeah,
sustain this, that, and the other, and peace of mind. That's really
yeah,
it started mattering to me to not leave a burden. And you know what sold me on that? One of the kids. They said, well, you ever go to I heard you say something about garage sales. You love garage sales, huh? I said, I love them. They said, so you've probably been to a few estate sales, huh? I said, yeah, love those too. They said, well, do you know what those mean? They mean somebody didn't have the right life insurance.
right.
If
Or
things
the,
couldn't get
the enough
paid,
amount.
and they came and took everything. They had to sell off everything to pay something, taxes or.
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
that was the segue point where they started saying, so I said, so what should I do? Well, you really want whole life. You want cash value. I was like, cash? Wait, you mean I could have these, and if I live to be the black ass male Betty White, which is my goal, because what
That's
if
a
you
good
outlive
goal.
the people that you have it for? You can trade it in and get money.
Right.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So one of the main things I tell people is to not be a GoFundMe page. So what do I mean by that? Like when
Oh, I
somebody
know what you
passes
meant.
away,
You, because
right?
you, y'all
But
quit.
maybe
Stop.
people
Wait.
listening don't. Yeah.
Let me get them in check. Y'all stop. Because I already know what happens in my family every time. Did you hear about Sister McLean? Poor thing passed away. Wasn't 10 minutes. They had one of them GoFundMe things up. I told
Yeah.
you they was broke. All
I
them
I, I
cars
call
in the
it
driveway.
I call it like the new passing around the hat, like at a church, right? When somebody passes away, they pass the hat, so you put money. The GoFundMe is like the virtual way of doing that. When you could have been financially responsible, putting away 50, $100, whatever it might be a month, to buy that life insurance policy,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And everybody's, of course, finances are different, but not just for passing away, but like I mentioned before, like the critical illness of cancer, heart attack, or stroke, we see the GoFundMe pages as well, and you can use life insurance for that. So, going to your question about the cash value, there's really two types of permanent policies. There's a whole life, and then there's an index universal life.
What is that last
What's
one?
index universal life,
Talk
or
about that one. I
IUL?
never heard of that.
So what are the differences between those? They're both permanent types of policies. A whole life policy costs more because they're really charging you like the age 120 today, basically. And then it's a guaranteed cash value, which means that whatever it says on that chart is normally what the cash value is going to be because it's a fixed interest, right? Then the index universal life, it's a little bit different because it has flexible premiums, so you can always put more or put less into the policy. But more importantly, it also has a cash value, and this cash value is not really a fixed interest unless you choose that, but it's really tied to the index, so like to the S&P 500. And so the good thing about that is that it has a cap of, let's say, 10%, 12%, whatever it is. Like that's the most an interest rate that you're going to get. And then the more importantly, it has what we call a floor, meaning that you'll never get less than 0%, which is important because if the S&P 500 crashes and that year the
Right there.
returns,
There it is. There it is. Let's pause right there. Thank you. I was like, she's gonna slip
okay,
up and say, leave something for me to get in on. And so here it is. And I'm not beating up on you. I just know that the reason a lot of people don't, it's just say, here's what you don't know. Behind your back, insurance lady, you know about, oh, you never talk about um uh politics or religion at the table or with your family, but we who are not in your industry say, or insurance. Don't talk about it. I've seen so many fights, and people think they know everything at the table in our family. Because in my family, I still have people who have passbooks. The
mhm.
insurance man comes to their house still
Oh, that's yeah,
and
yeah,
puts
that
it
that
right.
that
And they
mhm.
little $10 a month. Right. And so it's a whole different thing for them because they were back during the recession and stuff like that. You know, the depression. I mean, we were in the recession, but you
Right.
get my point. So let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Let me ask you this. Um, Wording.
Wording.
Is there a list somewhere? Can people Google or use Chat GPT? I don't know to find the jargon, industry jargon to be on high alert for when perusing and ascertaining if a policy is right for you. For instance, the difference between predisposition, predisposed, is it the same as pre-existing in court? Like, yeah, everybody in your family has lupus, and you didn't put it. You
Right.
see,
Well, those are part of the medical underwriting that we ask. Like in your family, somebody before the age of 70, have they passed away from one of these types of illnesses, right? Or we ask family history, like are your parents still alive? Or if they passed away, what did they pass away from, right? That's not the same as a pre-existing condition. A pre-existing condition is you have high blood pressure and you're taking medication for it, hopefully, because if it's uncontrolled, then that's going to be another hurdle. The
Yes.
same thing, like if you have diabetes, that's a pre-existing condition. And what the insurance companies want to look at more than anything is that it's under control, meaning you're taking medication for it and not saying, oh, I'm going to take a garlic pill because I heard that that's good.
A
That's
supplement.
not going to fly, right?
Yes.
so that's really important. What they can do for education is obviously speak to somebody local to their area who
Mhm.
is an expert in that. Because yes, you can Google, you can chat GPT, you can spend 30 hours looking at it on YouTube. But like I always say, you're not an expert in that field. What you do is accounting, or you're an attorney, or you're a housewife, whatever it is that you do. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be aware of what the terms are so that
Yes.
you understand what people are telling you, right?
So what about this? People move, empty nesters, scale down, move to warm weather, things like this.
Mhm.
And I'm asking this because reputable, real above board insurance agents are licensed. So I buy a policy in Illinois, but I claim it in Florida 30 years later. So does it matter? Like, or say that here's a better example. My cousin lives in Florida and she calls and says, oh, I want you to meet my friend Gwen. She sells insurance. Can I buy insurance from Gwen in Florida if I live in Chicago?
No. So that's a good question. You can move from Chicago to Florida and now you live in Florida and you pass away in Florida. That's not an issue. What you can't do is
Well, that
buy
would never happen
insurance.
because if I lived in Florida, I would pass away in Paris. I ain't gonna pass
Right,
away at home. Okay, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So what you can't do is be visiting your friends in Florida and want to buy an insurance in Florida because you're not a resident of that state. I hope that answers the question. It's very simple.
It does. So what about somebody online? Because seniors get targeted a lot.
So people,
That's what
so
I
the
hear. I
person
wouldn't know because
selling
I ain't
you the
none of them.
policy online,
Huh?
the person selling you the policy online needs to be licensed in the state that you live.
How do we know that?
Again, you can ask them for their license number and it shows you all the states that they're licensed in.
Okay.
But yeah, like for
Let's go
example,
here.
like I can only sell to people that live in Florida because obviously that's where I am, Texas, Louisiana, and Illinois because that's where I'm licensed.
So you
Right,
took a
but if
test in
somebody
those states or something?
we get what's called a non-resident license in
Okay.
those other states.
Okay. Okay. So what about this? I learned this from the kids. We had been ordering, thinking we were really doing something. My husband and I, we got to get all of our paperwork and put it in the safe.
Okay.
And this is just since the fires in California, because you heard people say
Mm,
things got burned. We're like, we got a safe. How come we don't have that stuff in there?
right.
So we had everything but the insurance policy. So we ordered them. But then we found out from the kids, well, you don't have to order the whole packet, Dr. Lauren.
hmm
All you need is the declaration page.
Yeah.
Talk about the declaration page. That's that jargon I was talking about. I was like, the what? Right. Where's
Yeah.
that at? Right. Talk
Yeah.
about that. Is it
Some
important?
companies, yeah, it is important because that's what states, how much life insurance you bought, what type of policy it is, right? And so the reason why they're saying that you don't need the whole policy is because the insurance companies, when you buy a policy, they'll send you the policy free in the mail, right?
Yeah.
But if you need to order another copy, usually they'll charge you for that. So if you just ask for the declaration page, or sometimes they call it a certificate of insurance, they send that to you at no cost.
See,
hmm
because here's the deal. A lot of us, thank you for that, Lorena. And then what they explained to me was this, Dr. Lauren, you're purchasing this. But a lot of people don't sit down and share it with their power of attorney or their spouse or their children. They don't talk about it. Who's my contact person? Here's this. This is where you find it on my computer.
hmm
All of that. And talk about how crucial that is, because it could be 30 years of paper trail
Yes.
investment. everything. And then the person who's supposed to benefit is trying to grieve. They're trying to do this. And now I'm going to go to the home, whatever the case may be. And this should be one of the things that they don't. Isn't that why we do it? So we're not a burden.
And that is super important. Whoever you put as your beneficiary in the policy should know that you have a life insurance, that they are the beneficiary, right? It could be
Yes.
multiple people depending how you did it or
Yes.
do it. Um, but it's also important to review the beneficiaries year over year, especially if there's life changes, right? But what was I going to say? Yeah, not just putting it in a safe, that's really important. But if somebody doesn't know that they're the beneficiary on a life insurance policy, how are they going to claim anything?
Right.
The insurance companies, they do receive, that somebody passed away. They receive that. But a lot of times you don't put a phone number for the beneficiary. You don't put
Exactly.
an
Or the
address.
contact
So
person.
how is the insurance company? Your beneficiary could be John Smith. How are they going to know who to call, right? So it's really up to the beneficiary to file those claims, and they need to know what company it is with, what number they will need to call. So a lot of times,
And
mhm,
and I
no,
heard
go ahead.
another thing people drop the ball on is when a beneficiary passes away before you and you don't change it,
Yeah.
that could be a whole little sticky wicket.
Right, right. So that's why I mentioned like life changes, like that beneficiary
Okay.
passing away, you need to update the beneficiaries. The other thing that's important that I don't think is talked about often is who's the owner of life insurance policies, but that's a whole other
We're gonna
topic there.
Hey, would you be interested in coming back during Financial Literacy Month?
Certainly, yeah.
Because I'm putting together I usually do a 90-minute special during that month to talk about not just the obvious thing for that month, how to do a checkbook and how to do investments and balancing numbers, but things that affect the numbers. Because
Mm-hmm.
we want life insurance for peace of mind, we want health insurance for quality of life, and all these different things. And I think those components, those industries should be invited to financial literacy, to the table. Will you be open?
Yeah, definitely. I would be.
Yay! Because you're approachable and you're a good
Thank
sport. See, yeah, when it's the guy smoking the cigar, sign the policy and shut your yapper. Okay, where do I sign?
Yeah.
We got so much to cover. Listen, tell them about what that is down there, the financial
Sure.
protection review, free, complimentary. What's that?
Yeah, so it's just a quick questionnaire that people answer that by answering the questions, they'll be able to see what they have protected and what they need protection for. Because it's often things we don't think about, whether you have a family, an individual, or if you have a business, there are certain things as well that we need to review. So it's just a free complimentary review, and then you make an appointment, and based on that, we can help you out.
Awesome. And there's another complimentary financial protection review there. That's different.
It's the same
It's
one.
the
That's just
same.
a link.
What's
That's
two
just a
different ways to get there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Some
And then
people
what
like
is it?
texting. Yeah. And that's our social media, Moments22. I do a lot of videos about general topics like how you had mentioned, it's not really your income, but it's your health that
Yeah.
allows you to buy health life insurance.
Yeah.
So I do little videos like that. And a lot of them in Spanish too, because I do work a lot with the
Perfect.
Spanish community. Mhm.
Perfect. And you know what I love also about you and is this, you know, um, I don't know too many. Well, Wendy Lyon is one. She comes on shows and stuff just so people have a way to get information they can trust. She's
Mhm.
not out there really trying to sell everybody because she doesn't,
No.
everybody's this is all over the world. She's just
Mhm.
trying to get people to do better. And that's a part. I never thought of this industry that you guys are in as a calling, but you all, a lot of you have that. When Wendy said, send me all your policies, let me look them over. It was for no gain for her because she can't practice here in Illinois. She's in California. But I see that a lot. You're like that. Free, let me look it over. And so
Right.
you really care about people.
Yeah, I think it's important because we deal a lot with people that are confused and lost when it comes to all these products. So being
Is
able
it that
to
obvious?
No, it's just because of conversations I
What's
have
my
with
name?
guys.
Who am I? What day? I better quit playing. I'm not
No,
manifesting that, y'all. Okay, go
no,
ahead.
I just being able to clarify things for them. You can hear the relief in their voice when they're like, "Oh wow, I
Yeah.
thought this was going to be a lot more than what it was," right? For example.
Well, we're going to get you back for the special during Financial Literacy Month. So, you guys, I'll let you know all about that. Lorena Tomasini, thank you so much. And say hello to your mom while she's
I
drinking her
will.
Mai Tais and stuff somewhere on somebody's beach. I already know. Well, you're in Florida. Same thing. So,
Yeah,
listen, thank you so much. Wealth of knowledge. And I just love your personality. Thank you.
thank you.
And thank you guys. I love your personalities too. So much so that, God willing, I'll meet you again tomorrow morning over on the front porch where we'll have another goofy, fun, informative, and illuminating conversation. Tomorrow's guest is who? Oh, Taisha Bryant. You're going to love her. This girl got pregnant at 14.
Oh wow.
And now is in a PhD program, and she's got all these companies. She has an empire. And it is all based from what happened when she was 14. And everybody pushed her out the door, and she said, okay, I'll be back. And she is in a big way. Taisha Bryant tomorrow morning, you guys. Now get out today. Find one E and one R. Take everything you already are. You woke up this way. You woke up great, bright, strong, bold. Now tonight when you go to bed, try to be bolder, stronger, brighter, and smarter. And my personal favorite, kinder. I can do it. You can do it. Now get out of here. Don't let my screen door slam on the way out. And remember, Dr. Lauren loves you. And not a damn thing you can do about it. See ya. Lorena, great job. I can't wait to meet your mom. Okay. Stay backstage for a second. And I'm going to talk to you about that real quick and send you on your way. All right. Bye, you guys. Have the best day ever. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.